Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. Today's podcast is brought to you by Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au to purchase some of the best shades around. Use promo code MRG30 and receive 30% off selected brands. Powered by the Zapata Brand Studio. Straight Outta Jersey with Jersey Jay-Z and the Freak of New York, Gregg Valentino.
What's up, guys? We are live. It is Thursday, and Trump is our winner. Greg, how you doing, my brother? You doing great?
Oh, yeah, baby. Trump
is your winner.
I'm a winner. Wait, I just want to say, I'm a winner this week, and also I'm a loser. Anyway.
Yes, we had a great
I told
week.
God, listen, please, if I'm going to lose one, I love my Yankees, but fucking A, we got to get Trump in here, so.
Yes. So we got a couple people in the chat. We got Biggest Momos in there. We got William Allen. We got Gypsy Joker. We got Marcos. We got Miss Bell. We hope, Miss Bell, you're doing all right with everything going on in your life.
Yes, Miss Bell.
So, Greg, we got a little surprise before we talk about the Trump stuff.
Right.
One of our fans, Bryan Pablo. John Mancini, what's going on? Rick Simon, what's up, Rick? Thank you for the advice, Rick. One of our fans, Bryan Pablo, who always is on the chat, he actually joined my channel as an irregular guest. He's a membership now. He pays every month. And, you know, if you're paying, I don't feel that important, but he pays. He likes our channel, likes what we bring. And the best thing, he's a big fan of yours, Greg. You know that. So I thought it'd be great to have him come on because he's, you know, our membership guy, and Mr. Bryan Pablo himself, all the way from Sydney, Australia. Let's bring him on. Bryan, what's up?
There
Bryan?
he is. There's my guy. Bryan.
Hello,
what's going on, Bryan?
Welcome from down under.
It's an honor for me to meet you because you've always supported. I don't like the word fan. He's a supporter because he's always supported me. He's always been on my shit. He's a great guy. And, you know, I got much love and respect for you, Bryan. You know, I got to get Lee Priest, get his lazy ass up and get to fucking meet you.
Yes, we were going to get him to meet you.
Greg, I have been following you for such a long time. I thought I just want to, like, you know, let you know that. I met you in 2008. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, actually, I didn't really meet you in 2008. No, actually, I saw your TLC show, and then I learned a little bit more about you. And then I started watching your videos, and I thought, you know what? Everything that you're telling us about training really makes sense to me. It resonates a lot with me. So everything that I've been doing right now was also because of you, from training-wise to nutrition-wise. And I don't have bad shoulders because of you. You know, I've got good shoulders. So you remember, rear delts first.
Rear delts first, always. Always.
Yes,
always rear delts
absolutely.
first. You can't go in the gym ice cold and go, okay, let me start just pressing me on the neck. That's the worst thing you could do. And besides, press me on the neck. I don't know. All that pressing, your front delts get fucking hit with everything you do. So you don't need to do that. Rear delts, that's what gives you that caps, you know, on the end of your shoulders. But I'll shut up.
Pretty much.
Too. If you want to know anything, ask me. I'm right here. Let's talk.
Go ahead. He's there to talk with you, Bryan.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Well, actually, I've been following Greg for a long time, and I broke my silence because you remember that time when I asked you about what can you recommend to, you know, for someone like me to go on TRT with a test level of 800? You remember that?
You know, a lot of people ask me, so I'm not sure what my answer was, but you at 800, like, I don't remember what I said to you. 800 is pretty high naturally.
Yeah. Well, that was my test level naturally. I went to an anti-aging clinic, and these guys put me on HCG, Clomid, SARMs, peptides, and whatnot. And I asked you if it was a good idea because, you know, like, I've never actually been on TRT before, so I wasn't sure if 800 was high. So I wanted your opinion. You know, that's why I thought I'd ask you. Like, you know, from
I like
the
to
master
go higher.
himself.
Yes, I like to go higher, but it naturally, if you were here in this country, man, no doctor in his life. Doctors here, if you're 200 above, like right at 200, they won't even put you on. You have to be below 200. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, actually.
So you went on, though, right? You did.
No, I'm completely natural now. But to tell you the truth, I have tried the Bovania. I have tried it, but I've never gone beyond Test E and SUS 250. But I've never done Tren or Deca or Debol or any of that. I mean, forget the orals. Fuck that. I'll never touch them.
No,
so
you don't need
I
that.
did that for, I did that for 22 weeks, like a full cycle of 22 weeks. I was doing like 3 mil. And then after that, I just thought, nah, this is enough. I kind of stopped. I went cold turkey for 2 weeks, and I did my PCT, HCG, Clomid. And then after that, after like 3 months of that, I did my test level check, and I think I was over 1,024 naturally.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. How much you weigh?
So I weigh around, well, we go in kilos here, not pounds. So around 90,
pounds,
I weigh 91 kilos now.
Yeah, see, with us, we're momos, bro. We don't know, like we're so stuck in that shit. Like, I hate when they always say that, like, oh yeah, he's like 30 meters away, and I'm like, well, how many yards is that? So how many? If that's kilos, what? Like, Joe and I were momos. So what does that equate to in pounds? Because we have no fucking clue. That could be 250 pounds, or you know what I mean?
190 or something, right?
Joe, you're cheating. Well, I know you, Joe. You're looking on the internet.
No. It's like 190.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess if I'm 90, I'll be around, 180 pounds, I guess, because it's like double of that.
Okay. I saw the picture that you sent me, and you look pretty fucking good in that picture you sent me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you look good.
I'm completely natural, actually. That photo, I'm also an addict. I'm now turning 42 next year.
Dude, listen, at 800, that's actually very good. You know that, right? 800 is very good for somebody. Like, like if that's a natural level, that's great. Now, if you're up over 1,000, holy shit, I mean, I would,
pretty much
below 100.
The guy Wiz here in the comments said, can you ask the guy if test E is enough for a first cycle? I've dabbed in VAR only before I know it was done. Was that enough? The test E for you? That's what Wiz.
Well, when I first tried it, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. I thought test E, it's a slow acting test. So I thought, I just want to, just play it safe and, not go with something a little bit more fast acting, because I don't know how each compound is going to react. Like what you said, Greg, I remember you try to stick to one compound, because if you try to jab, like, all other things that are like 8 different things, you don't know what could be having a side effect, or you don't know how it's going to play out. So 100%. I really played it safe.
That's why Dave Palumbo has a kit that actually has, so you can test it. Because a lot of guys tell me, bro, I'm taking Deca and I'm growing like a motherfucker. My dick's hard. And I'm like, that's not Deca. You're not taking. That's why you have to know when you start with one compound. Listen, test is actually a cheap drug to make,
Yes.
And what people don't realize is that, it's easy to bootleg test. It's the most bootleg drug there is. It's because it's cheap. When I was selling, Steris testosterone, right? And I would get Entonate, Cypionate, or Propionate. Didn't matter which one, but I was getting them like $3-4 a vial, and they were legit. That's like pharmacy shit, and then I would sell them and shit. But what I'm saying is, it's not an expensive drug to bootleg. People bootleg that all the time. Listen, with these guys taking Tren, there's no such thing as Tren. Okay, what I mean by that is that you could go to, there's no pharmacy in the world, unless they're selling bootleg drugs, which some do when you go to these third world countries. But you can't go to any fucking pharmacy, go, I'd like to have some Tren, please. They'd be like, what? What the hell is that? It's a knockoff. Tren is a knockoff of Parabon, which used to be a French drug. I know, I was arrested with that shit. But they used to come in ampules, and Parabon was great. But if you took Parabon, you didn't get that Tren cough. And by the way, Lee Priest, I don't know if you want, Lee, if you're on here, get your ass.
Please watch it, Lee. Get your ass in here. I text
Lee.
Yeah, because Lee and I both had the same problem. We both were like, holy fuck. You take the Tren, and then fucking 2 seconds later, we're like, call 911. You know what I mean?
The Tren
cough, the meatball cough.
Yeah, I caught the meatball right in my throat, and I was like, call 911, and 5 minutes later, you tell me, tell him to stay home. Call an ambulance, not forget him. But the thing is that my friend and I were taking a Tren out of the same bottle, okay, just to test it, because my friend's like, well, I'm taking the same one you're taking, and I'm not getting anything. So I said, here's my bottle, take it. My friend took 200 milligrams out, nothing. I took 50 milligrams out, and I'm like, I'm like fucking choking and shit, So I don't know.
Dude. I've never actually experienced that before, to be honest, because I've never actually done that realm of steroids. Well, I guess I guess you could say test E or Saza. It is still a steroid, like you said. But
Yes.
trend, forget that, because like you said, people make that shit with their Mr. Coffee in the basement.
Right.
If you remember that.
Brian, I said no. It's true. They use the like I always say Mr. Coffee, but it's it's a coffee machine. Like a coffee filters and shit. But John Romano used to do all that stuff. But here's the thing, Brian. For somebody like yourself, if you want to go on test, just go on test. That's it. You're not unless you're going to try to win bodybuilding shows and all that.
Mr. Olympia.
Shit. Right. Unless you're doing
Mr. Mall.
Yeah, Mr. Mall, Mr. fucking Mall. You walk around the mall. When I was young, I had my Superman shirt on, but I was jacked in the 70s. I used to carry be fucking freezing out. I'd have the jacket on my fucking arm, walking around. My arms constantly flexed, But I was 19 years old.
Oh, those are the good old days. I love the way you spoke about it.
Yeah.
Well, back then I had hair and shit. It wasn't I wasn't always ugly like this.
Yeah. Luciano's in the chat. Say hello to Luciano, Anthony D, JT. Wiz, Matt Crosby. How you doing, Matt? Matt says always do labs before doing a baseline.
If you ever do want to do test again, just do test. That's it. Don't fuck around with all those other things. You don't need DECA. DECA gives you DECA dick. I think even Lee said he got DECA dick. I can't remember.
Yes, he did.
When me and Lee were jerking each other off. I mean, when me and Lee were training together. Listen,
I saw that video when you kissed Lee. Oh God, that was hilarious. I saw that twice, bro.
I kissed him.
That just made my day.
I kissed him out in Alabama, and he goes to me, "Not again."
That's right.
But yeah, we're all good friends, so we fuck around. We were always and Joe was with me at my house when Lee was there, and me and Lee, and Joe saw the picture of Lee's cock. He put it on my fucking phone as my.
Thanks, Greg. I saw Lee's cock.
He was trying to sell you a car with that. I bet you've had a lot of offers, haven't you?
Oh my God! I told him, get it off. He had it on my screensaver. I'm like, get that shit off. My daughter comes on. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see. I was cooking a sausage the other day.
I would love to meet Lee, actually, because my best friend's brother actually has met Lee randomly in a gas station, and I thought, I've been trying to reach out to him, but how could you have just met him just randomly? Like, I'm one of his biggest fans. I'd love to meet him one day.
You're in Australia. You're in Sydney, right?
Yes, I am. He's only 2.5 hours away from me. I've been to Newcastle. I went to a friend's wedding there last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You told us.
God damn it. Well, I'm going to make this happen. I tried to, remember I hooked you guys up. He said he was going there, but then I think he said that the event or whatever it was, he was going to go there, got canceled, so he never made it to Sydney that time. But Brian,
I just texted him.
You don't have that Australian accent, though. I don't hear the Aussie accent. Are you?
Okay. I thought I'd let you know that I have been in Australia now for 30 years. So my 30th year here in Australia was around October 15th, 1994. And I still have this accent. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm glad you picked that up as well, because when I was growing up, my mom wanted to live the American dream, and she wanted me to learn, like English. And I had an American teacher, which was my best friend's uncle. Sorry, my best friend's uncle. Sorry, my uncle's best friend. He was in the U.S. Navy, and I kind of picked up his accent growing up. And then here I am in Australia, and I still have this accent.
But where were you living? Where were you living before? Like, where was the first part of your life? Where was it?
Okay, I'm half Spanish, half Filipino. I remember you used to call me Mexican too.
I did, because Bryan Pablo. I was like, are you Mexican? Because my girlfriend's Mexican. My girlfriend be like, oh my God, he's hot. I'm like, see, he's Mexican. She likes your picture. She likes it. She saw your picture. She thought you were hot. Lucia.
Oh my God.
She's in the other. No, we have it like that. I could tell. She could be like, oh my God, he's hot. Lucia.
I texted Lee, so I texted keep coming on.
She's like, no, I'm not coming here. But
well, I'm half Filipino, half Spanish. I'm the only one in my family who is half. Everyone else is Filipino, basically.
Is the Spanish Mexican, or is it Spanish from Spain?
No, full Spanish. My dad is like full white. Like, he's like 6 feet tall. He was athletic. Maybe I'm very much into training like him. Maybe I just know about it. Yeah, but dude, I started training when I was around 2005, but I didn't know anything about weights or training like that. To be honest, I was a fat bastard. Okay, I was around like almost 300 pounds.
Wow.
Right.
Really?
And I lost around 74 kilos in 5.5 months. So I was like, like Pee Wee Herman around that time. Right. And then after that, 2008 was when I started really hitting the weights. And then while I was training, a friend of mine like put a video of you in a TLC show, which I heard about the whole fucking synthol bullshit. You know what? I've heard the whole spiel. It is absolute bullshit. I do not believe that at all.
It wasn't,
you know what I mean?
Synthol. It wasn't synthol at all. First of all, the arm, that big balloon arm, was a hematoma. Now, I did shoot steroids directly, which are oil-based, but I did shoot them directly into the bicep. But I'm saying that fucking arm that they show and they use, like, look at, he did synthol. He almost died from an infection. I didn't have an infection. A hematoma is a hematoma, just a bag of blood. I drained it. I mean, the whole thing. But, there's no such thing as bad publicity, Brian, unless it's your obituary. Then you're fucked. But,
then you're pretty much fucked. Yeah.
Right.
I saw the video you drawn that. I thought, like, holy shit, man. Like, I'm glad you're still alive. You still got a piece of your bicep. It looks like someone took a bite out of it. Jesus.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
My whole arm blew up like this, but it was one arm. That's why one arm looked like a giant tit. You know what I'm saying? Now, what do you think? I just shot one arm with synthol or whatever, not the other. Whatever, it's like, and dude, I'll say I'll bang a tranny or something in the ass. Meanwhile, you think I would lie about fucking synthol? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
Exactly. You would say anything. I know Greg very well.
Joe knows me. I'm fucking nuts.
I know him very well, Greg.
Brian, if you came to this house, ask Lee. Will tell you. If you come to this house, you'd be like, what the fuck? I mean, it's crazy. We have like fucking, it's like Halloween. It's all goth in here. We have like, I get all kinds of fucking like, like those big, like they're dummies, like, like not dummies, but like, like the Wolfman and all that shit. They're, 7 feet tall. Joe's going to be at my house Saturday.
I'll be there Saturday. Yes, I'll be there Saturday.
Yeah, we got crazy shit, bro. You have no idea. Even Lee, even
well,
Jimmy the
I
Bull's
would love to see it.
If you ever come to the United States and you're in New York, you come to my house. You come here for dinner. We'll hook you up. You'll have a fucking blast.
Yeah, Lee Haney's been at his house.
Lee Haney's been here. Lee LeBron, Ron Love, Jackie Paisley, Laura Cavell, Vince Taylor, Tanya Knight. I've had them all here, man.
Even Lee Haney.
Lee Haney. Yes.
Lee Haney. The very first bodybuilder I saw in a bodybuilding magazine when I was a kid.
Lee Haney.
My mother used to make him. He was at my house for 3 days. My mother used to make him spaghetti and meatballs, and Italian sausage. It was sausage. I just love
sausages. I love Italian.
Give me some more of them meatballs. You know what I mean? Because my mom,
when you go to Greg's house, he has the picture of Lee Haney.
Yeah, right here where Lee was sitting. I put Lee in the same seat. Yep.
Wow.
Looking around.
Yeah.
Well, now that you mentioned about going to the U.S., Greg, I thought I'd let you know there is an opportunity for me to go and visit the U.S. Actually. So hoping within the next year or so. So when that happens, you and Joe will be the first to know, and then we'll go from there. How about that?
Let me know. You come to my house here. You can eat dinner. Do you have family? Like, do you have a wife or kids or any of that stuff, or just?
I've got a partner. I'm currently in like an arranged marriage. Actually, she's actually in the Philippines right now, but I'm trying to bring her here. But she's actually passed her board exam to go and work in the U.S. So that is the opportunity for me to come and see the United States for the first time in my life, even though people here in Australia tell me that, hey, you're from the US or Canada. I'm not that. I've never been in the US. I've been here for 30 years in Australia. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. So wait a minute. So your parents arranged the marriage, or did you, like, she's not one of Mel or a bride or any of that shit, right?
My grandma, actually.
Can you
not available right now.
Can you trust her? Like, have you seen her? Like, she's good.
Yes, I have. I have seen her twice. Yes.
Okay, because if
my parents, I've got family in the U.S. right now.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do. I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes. They're in New York and in California.
Bring your girl too. If she's around, you bring her. Bring her here to the house. I'll make sure Joe's here. And if Lee's in the United States, I'll make sure
we'll be there.
Here.
We'll be there. I'll get
Jimmy the Bull, Jimmy Pelletier, Jimmy the Bull from, Jimmy. Jimmy.
Jimmy the Bull, God rest his soul. I was sad to hear that.
Well, no, he didn't die.
No, wait, are we talking about Jimmy Bull?
You're thinking of Big Lenny maybe, or somebody.
Oh, Big Lenny. Oh, sorry. I meant Big Lenny.
Yeah.
No,
Jimmy's good, right? Everyone thought he was died.
Jeez, I was like, holy shit, how Jimmy's still alive?
No. There's still a lot of pros I need to meet. Look, the last pro that I actually met was what's his name? Kai Green. He was the last pro that I met.
I know Kai very well.
Australia, actually. Yes, and the very first pro that I met was Ronnie Coleman. My favorite masked monster of all time was Marcus Rule. I met him twice.
I know Marcus Rule too.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's a big guy. He's so down to earth.
I used to say my penis looks like Marcus Rule. Remember that, Joe? I used to call my penis Marcus. So when I met Marcus, when we were together one time, he's like, hey, you're a funny guy. You know what I mean? Because I used to say it's big, fat, veiny with a big pepper. You know when Marcus Rule would do the fucking... And I'd say that's because my dick's fat. You know what I mean? With a big fucking purple head and shit. So I used to say my dick. I used to call my... I swear to God, I used to call my dick Marcus. I tell my girlfriend, meet Marcus. You know what I mean? And I named it after Marcus Rule. I swear to God.
That's hilarious.
Wait, listen. I swear to God. Listen. Any of the guys in the comment section used to read Muscular Development and read The Rambling Freak. They know that I used to write it all the time. Steve Blackman used to laugh, you know. And then when I met Marcus, he broke, you know, he was laughing about it. He thought it was funny. But I mean, it was kind of an honor. It was an honor for my penis, and it was also an honor for him. My piece of God. You know?
Piece of God. Will Debbie,
piece of God. Yeah.
Will Debbie,
oh, that's hilarious.
Because it was big and veiny, you know. I got that white boy dick where it gets fat and veiny, and then, you know, because he's like that, and then and his head's like when he fucking does that fucking most muscular, because you know for that, and he got that big bullet head, but it gets like that. So I said, well, my dick gets hard, the head of my dick's like an apple and shit, you know what I mean? So I'm like, look, I tell my girlfriend, look, it's Marcus. Say hello to Marcus. Will Debley, there's my guy right there.
Will, he said crapping in the ocean was his favorite article you read.
Yeah, right. When I shit in the ocean.
When you shit in the ocean, yeah.
You know that story, right, Brian? When I shit in the ocean.
Yeah, I wonder if there's anyone in the comments section here that is in Australia as well.
Is anybody
anyone in there from Australia? I don't think so. John Mancini, no. Wiz, I don't know. JT, no. Rick Simon, no. Windward Attack, what's up, Windward? What's up?
None of these guys. We've
Tony
had guys
P,
saying. I've had a lot of guys. Well, I can't remember where, but every once in a while I get somebody from Australia. You know, so I always say, tell my Aussie brothers and sisters, you know, I said hello.
Guru Dave Smith, what's going on, man?
Guru Dave.
Smith. Guru Dave. About Trump very shortly.
Wait, look,
wow.
Guru Dave, right there.
There he is, Trump.
Oh yeah, Trump 2024.
Right. Look, I'm not a soy boy. I don't play with Barbies. I play with Donald Trump. See?
Donald Trump. There it is. You know.
Hey, Greg, do you still have your Biden toilet paper and Obama toilet paper?
Yes, I do. It's in the back room. I got to. You know, somebody was supposed to. A guy from Jersey sent me that. And he even sent me a plunger with fucking. It's like this with Joe Biden on the top. You plunge it to it. I don't use it. It's like, yeah. Lucia. Go see if you can find me like the Obama toilet paper in the back room.
What's up? See, this is why I love Greg. I love his humor, Joe.
Yeah, Greg is one character, man. You know, when you hang out with Greg, it's like a circus.
Brian, do you know the story about me shitting in the ocean? Do you know that one?
No, I haven't.
Really fast, I'm going to tell the story. So my kids, I had my daughter. She was real young. She was like, 7, 8 years old. My niece was with her. She's like 2 years old. She was like 9 or 10, right? And we went to the ocean, Seaside Heights, New Jersey. With Snooki and all them, like on a boardwalk off the board. There's a beach right there, the ocean. And we went. It was like fucking really cold out that day. It was like 55 degrees, and that's fucking cold. So if it's 55, that ocean's like ice water, Mm-hmm. And everybody's sitting on the beach all glum like this, and the fucking lifeguard's just sitting there, And all of a sudden, we had just eaten at IHOP in Tom's River. So all of a sudden, I feel a bubble, bubble like this, and like that shit bubble hits me. You know what I mean? Where your stomach starts going bubble like this. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm fucked. And I'm looking around for maybe like a sand dune or something I could go hide in, or fucking behind a sand pile and maybe dump over there. Because I'm gonna shit my pants if I don't go. So I'm sitting there, really sit like this. So now I'm like, oh fuck, this is when I was really jacked too. You know, I was really like juiced out of my gourd. Wow. So I fucking go, oh, I tell the kids, stay here, I'm gonna go jump in the ocean. So I run like this and I fucking run and I dive into the water. Everybody on the beach is like, look at that fucking crazy bastard, you know, it's freezing. And they're like cheering me on and shit. I'm swimming. And I pull my drawers down and I'm fucking shitting while I'm in the ocean. I'm just letting it go, bro. I'm just letting it go, you know. And then I'm down there and I'm fucking, you know, taking the water and I'm splashing it up my ass and, you know, wiping it off. So now the water's up here and the fucking waves are pushing my head under and I come back up and I'm almost drowning. But I get out, right? So we get out and people are clapping and shit, you know. Yeah, look at that muscle head, juice head, you know. So now here's the Obama toilet paper right there.
It is.
Epic,
I love it. I love it.
I could have used this out in the ocean. But anyway, so now, I tell my kids, look, let's go. We're gonna go. We were at the Tom's River. We were staying at the Lucy, what the hell's the name of that? Is it Ramada Inn? Lou? Whatever. So we're staying there, right? And we go in. So we go into the fucking. They have an indoor pool, right? So we go every time we go to the beach, we got sand all over us, right? And we jump. You know, we all jump in the pool to get the sand off us. So I jump in the pool. The kids are in the pool. It's all heated and shit. The kids are swimming and shit. And they're going, look, you got seaweed coming out of your pants, like seaweed is coming out. And they're going like this, they're holding it. And they're going, look, seaweed. And they're throwing it around like this. And then I look and I realized it wasn't seaweed. You know what it was? It was romaine lettuce from the salad I had the night before. When I shit the fucking ocean, my underwear's caught. When I shit, see, because I didn't have my underwears off, they were pulled down to my fucking, they were pulled down to here, like down, you know, to my knees. And I guess the shit went down, and the underwears acted like a strainer. You know what I mean? So I'm like, don't touch that. That's not seaweed. And they're like, well, what is it? And they're like throwing it at each other like this. And it was the fucking salad I had the night before.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
That's fucking disgusting, Greg.
My daughter, my niece to this day, they remember. They were, right? Lucia was there. They were like, oh my God, you're fucking disgusting. But they're used to that
crazy
shit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Bro, your story just reminded me of your mother-in-law stories. I loved them. They all killed me. We're all waiting for some more, actually. Plus your junk video.
A ton. They just made her a citizen, so we're all fucked. You know, she just got citizenship. We're fucked. They did it so she could vote. I swear to God. I swear to God. I told Joe, you know this. I already told Joe about this. My mother-in-law, they just got she calls my she calls my girlfriend, who's younger than my daughter. No, but she calls my girlfriend. She sends her a picture. And my girlfriend's 2-3 weeks ago, my girlfriend's like, look at this shit. And I go, what is that? And it's her mother standing there with a fucking, you know, like this, with a fucking, looks like a fucking jail picture, like that. And she's holding a certificate, right? And we're like, what the fuck is that? She goes, yeah, she got citizenship. I go, how the fuck did she get citizenship? They keep fucking deporting her. She keeps coming back. You know what I mean? You know, she's like the gift that keeps on. She's like my herpes. The gift that keeps coming back and shit. Anyway, dude, I've had herpes since I was like fucking 17. I had a bad.
Oh, isn't that what you call the gift that keeps on giving, like samurai swords?
That was gonorrhea. That shit was really bad. Herpes whenever it breaks out, it's like somebody put a cigarette out on the side of my dick. It's fucking horrible. You know, like a bad cold sore on your cock.
Holly Wheeler said that Lee is sick. Probably won't be on. So Lee's sick. That's why he didn't text me back. So Lee's sick.
All right, Lee's sick. I'll make sure we get him.
Yeah, we'll get him though.
So Brian,
I'm looking forward for that.
So we got this fucking the bitch comes and she gets the citizenship. You know what they did? They went and rounded up all these fucking Mexicans. I swear to God, it's a true story. Over there in Passaic, where she's from, Passaic, New Jersey, and they just gave him citizenship. She doesn't even know. If I said to her, okay, who's the first president of the United States? She'd be like, George Bush? And I'd be, no, not George Bush. I'd say, how many states is there in the fucking, how many states are in the United States? How many stars are on their flag? 15. And I'm like, no. You know, you're supposed to know this. Back in the day, not even back in the day, up until recently, up until Biden came in, to get a fucking citizenship, you had to actually go to school for a couple weeks, whatever. Like they go to a night school and they learn like basic shit, like, you know, George Washington was the first president, you know, there's 50 states, you know what I'm saying? You got to know little basic shit. She can't even really talk good English and shit. It's horrible. You know, I got to talk to her like she's deaf. You want to eat? You eat like You know what I mean? It's like holy shit.
Actually, you even told me that she didn't even know how old her daughters are.
I am older than her. I'm older than my girlfriend's mother, right? I'm like,
wow.
6 years older, 7 years. I don't know. She doesn't even know her own age. I don't think. You know, my girlfriend's got a sister.
Well, in dog years,
my
with all due respect.
There's no. Let's trust me. The respect is like low, but listen, my girlfriend's got a sister that if you ask her what's her birthday, the sister doesn't know. I'm not sure, you know, she's not sure if she was born in 1980 or 81. You know what I mean? Because the mother doesn't know. The mother doesn't know. She had her in Mexico. You know, my girlfriend was a border baby. The fat bitch ran across the border. You know, and out came my girlfriend. You know. Anyway, in all seriousness. My mother-in-law is a really nice guy, but no. So seriously, she's like fucking horrible, bro. She doesn't even know her daughter's birthday. She has no idea. I'm not sure. They might have the month. But they don't even have the year. You don't know what fucking year you gave birth to your own kid. You know.
Brian, I gotta ask Brian. Brian, how's the? Do they know about Trump over there in Australia? Is that big over there?
It is big, yes, to the hardcore political people. Actually, a lot of people are actually happy that they're starting to see that Biden is not, you know, he's really not that, and everybody else seems to be happy that Trump actually won. But there's still a lot of mixed, mixed opinions about it. But you know what? Personally, I think that I'm happy that he got in, because when Biden got in, that's when the lockdown happened. Like, holy shit, that was a turbulent time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well, we set the trend for when we lock down, other countries are America's locked down. You know, they locked down it because the people in fucking Europe, they showed all these different countries where people like chanting Trump. They're going out in the streets and chanting. There's one from England. There's one from India. There's a bunch of them out there. You know, you can see these things.
The greatest comeback in history.
All that, yeah, man. Oh my God. You know, it's Lee Priest is very big with politics.
He loves Lee.
Very big.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he's all in. He's Trump all the way. He's huge in American politics. Lee is very into American politics.
And he knows American politics very well.
Yeah, he does. Lee's very well versed.
He's very well schooled on it.
Well, he's lived in the U.S. actually. Yes. I think he told me there's a lot of opportunities there in the United States as well.
Yeah.
You know, Brian, I don't want to steal one of your guys, but I got to tell you, people don't know this, but Mel Gibson's from where I live. Mel Gibson's from Australia. He was born in the same hospital that I had the fucking bad throat, Joe, when it bleed, when I almost died. He was born in that hospital. It's
no way. No way.
He was born in Peekskill Hospital, went to the same elementary schools I went to here, right? And then moved to Australia when he was 12 years old. If you even look at his Wikipedia page, it'll say he was born in Peekskill, New York. I'm in Yorktown, which is right next to Peekskill. AOC's from my town, all those people. You know, AOC, you know, lives right up the street from me. You know what I mean? She went to school with my nieces, my daughters, my sister's daughters and stuff. You know?
Yeah,
man. Me and my girlfriend go junking at
no way. Yeah. I had no idea. I've always thought he was like Australian, but no, I didn't really know about that.
He was from America. Then his parents moved to Australia. I think he was like 12, so he wasn't like a little infant. Wow. He went to the same elementary schools I did. Yeah, he went to Yorktown Elementary. He went to Brookside. He went to Brookside School. It's even on his Wikipedia page. He was born in the same hospital I had the bad bleed in with my throat when I had throat cancer. I had two operations. I was supposed to do the Patrick Bet-David show on February 13, 2020. And I couldn't do it because I have surgery. I had throat cancer. I had to put it off. So then the poor bastard, he fucking booked me for March. It was March 24th. He booked me for March 24th. I couldn't do it. I said, I had to call him. I can't do it. The surgery, they told me that on February 13, 2020, they told me, oh, we got it all. No, you know, and it wasn't cancerous. Then they called me a week later. Sorry, we didn't get it all, and it is cancerous. So then they had to book a quick surgery right away. And son of a bitch, the same day, that, again, like 2 times, that he was going to fly me out to Texas. But that day is the day that they shut down COVID. They shut down everything here in COVID, March 24th, and that was it. Yeah, and that was
I think that was almost the end of you, Greg. I remember when you were telling us about your surgery. Holy shit.
It was bad, bro. It was really bad. It was really bad. I almost died. You know, and they tried to kill me with that COVID shit, you know, because they had me. When I woke up, I had fucking tubes down my throat and I was tied down. They had me on on a breathing machine, and I could breathe. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I was trying to motion him, like telling him, like, get me off this machine, and he wouldn't do it, you know. And you know, I don't know if you believe in God or anything, but I do. I'm very, you know, I'm pretty religious.
I grew up Catholic.
Okay, me too. Hey, look, I'm wearing rosary beads and shit. I always wear them. But anyway, so I actually said a Hail Mary. I was praying to God. I remember looking at the clock and I saw what time it was. And 5 minutes later, the lady that was working on me, she was this big fat black bitch. She looked like Mrs. Clumps. She was humming when she was, and I'm like, oh my God, are you torturing me? Anyway, I was in ICU, right? So she finally got up her fat ass up off the fucking chair. She went in that room, and I must have been wiggling around because I wish I could tell you Hercules' story, but it wouldn't be true. I was moving around like this, and I felt like I was gagging because the tubes down my throat must have been annoying me. And I felt like I was going to throw up, and I guess I sat up. Next thing I knew, I was standing off the bed. I broke they had me strapped down like this. I broke the straps. I didn't do it purposely. I didn't stand there like fucking Steve Reed, you know? I didn't do that shit. I don't know how I did it. I must have did it all in one motion. And next thing I know, I pulled the tubes out, and they freaked out on me. And I said, I could breathe. I'm like, and then they're like, okay. You know, freaking out. Well, you can't have somebody on a breathing machine if they can breathe. What the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Aaron Fitz says you like stuff down your throat.
What happened?
Yeah, I just saw that too. I was just about to say that.
Aaron Fitz, a great love to that.
He knows because he liked it in his ass. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. I'm just joking with you, brother. But so you know the thing is that like they had everybody back then. Anybody comes in, if you had a fucking hangnail, put them on a breathing machine because they got money for that shit. So I told them, I'm getting out of here. You're in ICU. Can't just leave. You just had a major surgery with the bad bleed. They freaked out that I pulled the thing. They were afraid I was going to re-injure my throat. So I said, no, I'm leaving. And I was naked.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
That wasn't your last brush at the hospital. I think there was another one where you were in really bad shape, and your friend Joe here was calling out for help from everybody.
That was because I had that was not that long ago. That was February 8th, I think, or something like that this year. What happened was I'm at home, man. It felt like I was shot in the stomach.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And I had 2 stones that I didn't know I had gallstones, and 2 gallstones went down in my duct. I guess your bile duct.
Gallbladder
and they blocked it off. Yeah, the gall. That's Lee Priest, that motherfucker. I didn't have. That's because. Listen, I spent a week with him. Right, me and him were in a hotel together every fucking morning. We'd have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I'd be eating all this shit with him. You know what I mean? And then let me tell you something. He likes to eat junk. You know that, right?
He does. He eats a lot of junk.
Food.
I saw that.
Even when he was at my house, I asked him, "What do you want to eat?" He said, "Nothing good."
He was eating like chips and cookies the whole time.
Yeah, he was eating potatoes. Anyway, so when Lee was with me, and then I was with Dave and everybody, and John Romano and Jimmy the Bull and all those guys, and they were asking me, like I was ordering food, but I'd be like, "Oh, listen, could you hold the buns and this and that, the other thing?" And Lee's going, son of a bitch. He's going, just order the food, because you stop with the goddamn gallbladder. And started breaking my nuts. So Dave picked up, and everybody, it wasn't the gallbladder though. It's because I'm diabetic. And my sugar, he had my fucking sugar level hanging out with him. My sugar level was fucking like, in the high 200s. You know what I mean? And I'm over there fucking shooting insulin and shit. I have insulin because I'm a diabetic. I only have to take it if I break over 200. I have to take insulin. That's what my doctor has me doing. But oh man, it was.
Well, Greg, thank God that you're okay.
Yes. Thank you.
And Brian, you're at work right now, or you're on break? Or you're on work?
I'm on my break actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be going back to work after this.
Yeah, he's got to go back to work. That's right.
No. I'm literally on my break for an hour.
Wait, where do you work again, Brian? I know you've told me, but I think I talked to so many people.
I work for a machining company in Australia, actually. This is quite a story. That time I was supposed to meet Lee. I worked for this other company for like 20 years, but I think some shit, kind of went down. And I thought, you know what? I kind of realized, like, my work, that there's probably something better out there. And because of that event, I am where I am right now. You know what I mean? I'm in a better position at work, and believe it or not, I'm actually been working like long hours, like 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day, and I still have the time. Yeah, and I still have the time to try and train at least 2.5 hours every day
Good.
for 6
Now,
days a week.
I do remember you giving me a long, like, all you were trying to do like this and I think MMA and this and that and all this stuff, right? All in one. Weren't you trying to do all that stuff together?
Because
Weren't you
I
trying to do
just
a lot of
like training.
like a lot of
But to be honest, some people are thinking that I'm overtraining. But I remember what you used to say: you don't believe in overtraining, but you believe in under recuperating.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I do listen to your stuff.
Thank you. I don't believe in overtraining. I think practice makes perfect. You want to play guitar, you fucking play every day and you really put time into that. I just think that if you're going to train a lot, you gotta relax a lot to get to, you grow when you're sleeping, So if you don't sleep, then it's not that you're training too much, you're just not sleeping enough and you're not relaxing enough and you're not eating enough,
Yeah.
Okay, then how would you say if I've been only living off 3.5 hours sleep every day?
Well, how old are you, Brian?
I'm 41 and a half.
41 and a half.
What happened?
41. He's 41. He's 41.
Oh, you're 41?
Yes.
You don't look 41 at all. I thought you were like 30. So,
everyone says that, actually. I'm turning 42 next year.
Brian, now I want to ask your grandmother, what the hell's taking so long for the bride? Come on, 41. We got to get kids here and stuff, right?
Oh, believe me, my grandma's been busting my balls about that, but it's kind of like a long distance thing right now until we can organize like the visa and long distance relationship and visas and all that. See, the goal is either she moves here or I move to the US because she can legally work now in the US as a nurse.
Well,
She's
come
a registered
here.
nurse.
Come here. You can hang out with us. You can come to my house and shit. We have dinner and stuff all the time. You can hang out. I have my friends over.
And I would like to add, Greg, that thank you for your invitation. That is such a great honor. For me, me to be invited at your house. You know what I mean? Like that's like, wow, that's amazing.
Well, thank you for
so
supporting
much.
us. I mean, you joined our channel. We want to thank you. That's why we brought you on. Because you support
no problem,
us.
Joe.
You're the best. You're one of our supporters, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Listen, but it's not that I like.
I love this channel.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm just a regular guy. I don't give a shit. I don't do like shit for the money. Because I remember even one time you asked me about training. I said, if you want to ask me a question, ask me about, but you don't have to pay me, right? Do you remember saying something like that to me?
Yeah,
was that you that touched me that and messaged me that?
I think so. Yes. But
I don't give a shit. Like if you want. You can ask me anything you want to know about training, and I'll tell you. I'm not one of those guys like,
dude, I would love that. Actually, recently, well, not really recently, but I did my back, actually. My doctor said I'm not allowed to squat anymore if I don't want to pop a disc. But if I want to keep training, see, what I'm doing now, I still want to keep training. I still have that intensity, like that want, that drive. You know what I mean? I train almost every day. And I don't want to give that up because that's like a part of me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow,
don't give it up. Just anytime you get a chance to rest, you got to rest. But listen, fuck squats. You ever see my legs? I got fucking jumping legs, bro. My legs are really, really good.
Oh, dude, I saw the Marcus Rule Dick.
The Marcus Rule Dick and the big. I got some fucking big ass legs and they're ripped. I got Victor Martinez just said when I put up that picture of my legs on Instagram. Remember last week, Joe? I put up a picture of my legs on Instagram, and Victor Martinez was like, "Wow, your legs still look great." He goes, "But you got to fucking tan that ass because it was I have like what looks like bathing suit line, but it's on underwears. But because I wear tighty whities. But so my ass is striated and shit. And he's like, well, if you're gonna show the striated ass, you gotta be tan. Victor Martinez was saying that. But you don't need to, bro. Leg press. I'll show you how to do it. Your fucking legs will grow better than it ever grew when you squatted.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
bro. I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
bro. I would love that. Because what I used to do during lockdown, I didn't have any leg machines, right? I built my own gym, like in the backyard. And what I used to do, I used to have these this ankle weights, and I used to run like 12 miles with them, and it was bad, bro, but it worked. And then I asked you a question about it, and yes.
Yeah, be careful with ankle legs. You don't see fucking runners like you'll never see an Olympic runner run with ankle weights. It's because they could actually fuck up your ankles and your joints, because the way they pull. Listen, I can show you different things you could do in your house, and I promise you, in 1 week you'll say to me, "Holy shit, I fucking actually feel my legs growing from that." I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple.
Great. I would love that.
I do like no weight squats, but I can show you different ways to do them. All right, that you have to, but you have to do the way I tell you to do it. You know what I mean? And I promise you.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's volume. The legs, you walk on your legs. The legs are not.
Anthony D said all about the squeeze and super strict form.
Strict form, absolutely. Squeeze if you're definitely doing leg extensions, okay? But you have to put blood in that area. I hate when I see guys doing 6 reps on the squat and all that heavyweight shit. I'm telling you, my legs are fucking jacked. They're striated. Dave Palumbo even talks about my legs, and he's Mr. Leg. You know, when I was flexing legs next to Lee's, he got Lee pissed. He said his legs are better than yours, Lee. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, and I'm not. Lee has great legs. Don't get me wrong. Lee's got the sickest calves I've ever seen in person. By the way, his calves are fucking sick. They're sick. I knew Mike Matarazzo, so I've seen his calves, but goddamn, Lee's calves are fucking amazing. They're fucking amazing. But. Yep. I'll show you. I'll do a video for you. You know, I mean, you give me your thing and I'll send it to you. And then Joe and I, we got to do something together where we put it on the channel and then everybody can come and watch, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I'll be with that.
Bro, that would be a pleasure to see that. I would love to see that. I'm open to that.
Ask me any of your questions, whatever you're having trouble with, because that shit's my area. You know what I mean? Like I'm not no guru or any of that shit. I don't claim to be no guru. Today,
well, you have been to me so far, Greg, all these years.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Brian. That means a lot to me. But you know, I'm not like with all the new drugs and all these SARMs and fucking peptides. I don't really know a lot about that. That's new shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't. You know, so I'm not like the most well-versed guy with that stuff. You know,
hey, Greg, Wiz wants to know, are most of the pros using underground roids or farmer, do you think?
I think a lot of guys right now are trying to be safe and they go to like Titan Medical and places like that because you don't know what you're getting. All those underground lab things and like, all those, I forgot the name of all those labs I fucking keep hearing, but there's no such thing. You're dealing with some guys making that somewhere. Yeah, whether he's using a Mr. Coffee or, he's using fucking toilet paper, running fucking shit through. You know, I'm telling you, that's what they do. Coffee fucking filters, making Tren and all that shit from Finiplex pellets.
Finiplex.
Yeah, all that shit.
Hey, Greg, Hey, Greg, don't forget they changed the fucking labels on the Babano as well if it's underground.
All the time. Dude.
I haven't forgotten everything you've said.
Well, Lee Priest breaks somebody that we know, who I love very much, but he's my boy, but Lee breaks his balls and always says you were selling that fake growth hormone.
Rick Simon says Dave Palumbo is Mr. Feet. Huh.
You said the name. I didn't say the name.
Dave Palumbo's huge, man. He's massive. His jaw is like thick. It's like a tree trunk. Jesus.
If you saw Dave in his prime, let me say, I know Dave a very long time. If you saw Dave in the 90s, that was a big motherfucker. My God, he was 310 pounds. That guy was shredded. There's a lot of guys who are big, but they're not shredded. He was shredded.
Yeah.
The biggest guy I ever saw, with the biggest guy, I've seen Big Ramy and all. The biggest guy is Victor Richards. Victor Richards was, but he wasn't ripped like Dave. Dave was big and ripped though. Dave Palumbo was big and ripped. Big and ripped.
Wow, that's really difficult to do.
Yes, he never had that. Fucking guy's never been smooth in his life. He was like 325 or some shit like that, and he was fucking ripped. It was unbelievable. He was that big.
Shit.
Yeah, he was huge. He was fucking tremendous. You know, back in the 90s when I knew, he was fucking ripped and big, and he was fucking huge. I mean, seriously huge. You know, he never gets, even now.
You've known him a long time, right?
Oh yeah, I know all these guys. Jimmy the Bull, I know since 1991. You know, like all these guys, I know a long time. I know Lee. I met Lee in the 90s. You know, I know all these guys a long time. You know, I've been around longer than all those guys. Remember, I was in Gold's Gym. You know, I got there at the end of 80 into 81, 82, like that. You know, when Gold's Gym was like madness. You know, I'm in that picture, Joe.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
I saw the photo, dude. I was only 4 years old when you were in the original Gold's Gym with all the bodybuilders in the golden era. You know what I mean? Like I was only 4 years old at the time. I thought, wow, you know, that's like the original flavor. And this channel and what you're preaching here, Greg, still has that. And I love old school.
Thank you. That's the one thing I can say that I was there in like that what they called the golden era. I mean, I used to go to World's Gym in the morning and then Gold's Gym in the afternoon and stay there till night. But in World's Gym in the morning, I would see Arnold. Arnold would be right there. Right there's Arnold. You know, I used to see Bertle Fox, who was a dick. But I used to see, you know, there's Arnold, you know, right there training right next to you. You know, I was just a face in the gym. He, you know, he don't, I know him now, but he didn't, you know, he don't remember that me. You know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't remember. I was just the guy in the gym, you know.
Yeah.
But
so Brian, we're gonna get ready to kind of. It's getting close to an hour, so.
Oh yeah, of course.
Get back to work.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Brian. I don't shut the fuck up. And I'm like,
Brian.
Oh no, it's okay.
Wait, I gotta tell you guys.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm not just like this online. Joe knows because Joe calls me up. He probably puts the phone down, comes back, and there I am still talking. Joe comes over my house. I don't stop talking. Even Joe's girlfriend's got to go like this.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
Well,
Brian,
actually, before I go,
you'll come on again anytime. We're gonna get.
What he wants to ask. What do you want to say before you go?
Yes, of course. Well, actually, I wanted to say before I go. I wanted to say when Lee comes here, if you see him, tell him I'm still open to meeting up with him. Yes. And also, Joe, your brother Joe. George. He's amazing. At his age, he still has that intensity, and I know he's into like boxing, and you know, like
he's very good.
He's actually really pulled onto it. Since he's getting it around that age, and I'm close to that, I want to know what his training style is like because I'm still trying. I'm the type of guy who tries to train and try and stay as young and as long as possible. You know what I mean? So I thought, you know what? He's also really good at that. So I thought, you know, I wanted to ask him, how does he keep up that intensity at his age? He's 60, right?
No, I'm 64. I'm fucking
64.
5 and change. I'll be 70. Me. He's fucking Joe.
Oh.
George is I think 48. Joe's older than George. Joe's like.
Oh, really? He's only 40. I thought it was like 60 or something.
No, I'm 64. I'm not Joe's brother, but I'm 64. George is like 48, 49. No, maybe even young. Joe's frozen right now. Joe, if you're watching, you're frozen. Joe, I think is going to be 50. Joe's right at the 50.
Wow, holy shit.
So Joe's older than George.
I'm not that far from that.
No, see, you could be my kid. I'm 64. You know,
Yeah,
I'm 64 years old. I'm fucking old, man.
Yes, Godfather.
Yeah, right. I think yeah, you know, I don't feel. Listen, Brian, I feel like I'm 30. My girlfriend's 37. You know, I've been with her since she's like fucking what, 18, 19. We've been together over 18 years, me and her.
18 years. Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing. You know what? When I saw a photo of Lucia, you know what? I wanted to say you did well, Greg. After all your challenges and tribulations, you did really well. It's quite inspirational. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I keep her skinny. I don't let her get fat. Don't let your girl get fat. But I only feed her once a week. I'm just kidding. No, she'll beat my ass. But no, we you know what it is? We got to be best friends.
I'm back.
Serious. You got to be best. Joe, how old are you? Joe,
me, I'm gonna be 50. Yes.
And how old is George?
Wow.
George is gonna be George is 2 years younger than me.
Okay. So George's like 47, 48. Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Really not that far from it. Wow.
No, he thought George was 60.
No, George, no, he's not 60.
No, so George, no, he doesn't look that. I'm just saying, I thought I heard him say he was around his 60s or something.
No, he's not.
George, if you're watching this, George, if you're watching this, he thought you looked pretty good for 60. He thought you looked at least in your 50s.
Yeah. well, guys, we're gonna have to wrap it up because I'm having some issues on this side. So, Brian, thank you so much.
Brian, thank you.
Thank you
for everything. Greg, we're gonna talk about Trump.
Brian, email me again. Email me again so I can do the videos for you and shit like that. I want to show you.
I will. I still have your email.
I'm gonna do a video and send it to you. I got to figure out how to do that. I'll have to airdrop it to you. I'll have my girlfriend do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
God bless you guys.
You know,
all right. Thank you.
Winward Attack, John Mancini.
Gina, put your fist over here. Put your fist over here. Show
D, Winward
my daughter's standing right here.
Thank you.
Put your fist over here. Show these guys you'll fuck them up. Look, that's my daughter. This is my daughter right here.
All right.
Fist?
Gina, what's going on, Gina?
She'll fuck you guys up, you shit talkers. You deal with her.
All right. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thank you, Ryan. Take care.
Thank you. God bless you, Brian.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand podcast. Please subscribe.